Good.
Hey, what's up, world? Real Talk Boxing Live episode. Is it Quarantine 7?
6, 7 or 6.
6? I think it's 7. I think 6 was the dude from LA. But I don't remember. It's 6 or 7. One of those. I'll look it up one later. We have been the pleasure of having Juan from Pueblo Boxing. He has a team in Wichita Falls, right?
That's
Too.
correct.
And he's if you've been in boxing, you've seen him around, especially I've seen him around Texas, all around Texas, telling stuff. First question: how long you been in business? Like, what made you start?
I've been in business about 20 years now. I started as just a boxing gym in Pasadena, Texas. So it was just like a normal boxing gym. And then out of necessity, I got into the manufacturing because, there's no money in the boxing gyms. So I had to figure out ways to pay my rent and expand the program. So that's how I got into making products.
And then you sell y'all the ones that sell the solo boxing gloves too, or?
That's correct. Well, actually, that's my uncle. He's more of the manufacturing side of it. That's in Guanajuato, and I do more of the branding and Pueblo boxing.
Okay, okay. And so, what made you decide? I guess what side to do selling merchandise compared to having a gym?
Well, I mean, I always love having a gym, so I always kept the gym going. But there's only so much you can charge, and there's only so many kids that you can train. And so, to figure out ways to be able to do that better is when I got into like a fundraiser. The first fundraiser was keychains. We go up to a street corner and just hustle little mini glove keychains, and then a friend invited me to come set up at his show down in Erasmus Pass. And man, when I tasted that, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And so I just kept, expanding it from one little table to a full blown setup like we have now.
I wanted to ask you, how do you?
I have seen you. I think bro got a.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you because I know we're talking about this, and thank you, Juan, for coming in for the show and tuning in. Pretty excited to meet you already. Um, how do you know about the boxing events? Do boxing, like, let's just say, because I help out Hector Vasquez, who does Mikey Garcia promotions in Irving, and it's been already like 4 shows, and I always see that you have a little area for yourself. Now, do you get in contact with with promoters, or do promoters get in contact with you to have your merchandise be sold?
Both. So we obviously follow the TBLL website, and so we're on tabs on who's doing shows when there's a new promoter. People see us at shows, and there's always promoters for other shows at the events. So they'll come up and say, how can we get you to come out to our show, and things of that nature. But then we also got scouts, and they'll tell us, hey man, there's a big tournament coming up. You should come check it out. And so pretty much we have an open door to any promoter. I mean, I probably do about 90% of all shows, especially in Texas. I don't care what size it is. If it's a small show, a pro show, if it's where boxing fans are going to be, that's where we try to be at.
Do you feel like it's a big benefit to be there and to get people involved and to have your brand out there? Do you feel pretty proud of that? That when people see Pueblo Boxing, they're like, oh, they got good quality. Does that make you kind of proud of of your brand?
Absolutely, bro. I mean, I think being in the community, having a gym of my own, and then just being in it for so many years, it's like I really pride myself. I know I could put pretty much just about anything. I'm the only vendor there, so it's not like I got competition. But I really pride myself in just trying to go the extra mile, putting all the little bells and whistles onto our products, working with the best, like the Canelo store, because they got, quality products as well. And, working with different people like that, so when you go to these shows, it's not little trinkets. I mean, we really put a lot of thought into the product. And I mean, I think it's basically because I am a fan. So when I look into developing a product, I think about it from a boxing fan standpoint, something that I would want in my man cave. And I mean, the people are pretty receptive, and they'll really tell you what they want. So I give you an example. We started off with little keychains, and people would always ask, "Are these for babies?" And I'm like, "No, it's for your keys. It's for, like, you hang on your car or whatever." And they kept asking the question until finally it clicked. I'm like, okay, I need to make some baby gloves. And I mean, I've probably done, I don't know, about 500,000 on baby gloves, and that's our number one selling product. And that's just listening to the customer, you know, listening to what they're saying over and over. And now, you know, I mean, all the world champions, when I see they have a baby, I make sure I send them a little care package, from Deontay Wilder to Danny Garcia, you name it. If I see they have a baby, I make sure I get them some product in their hand for their babies.
Well, I
And
got. Let me hop in real quick, Jay.
go ahead.
Juan, thanks for being on board with us. Thanks for doing a show with us. I met you way back when you had a show here in Dallas at the Bomb Factory. You were there, and my brother and we talked to you and everything. And you always been a stand-up dude. So thank you for being on the show. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Another thing too is I won a you had a giveaway a while back with a WBC backpack, and I won that backpack. So
Oh, wow. See?
thank you. So yeah, it was awesome. But I guess get back to this boxing thing. So you're here in Dallas. You came to Dallas to do some shows. Obviously, you're in Mexico and you're in Puerto Rico, so you do a lot of traveling. So I'm guessing you have a lot of clients all around the world, right?
Right. I mean, the majority of my sales and my business is here actually in America. But what built the brand, I think what established me and got people to look is the fact that we got the 2 gyms in Puerto Rico, 2 in Cuba, Colombia, El Salvador, Spain. And those are all nonprofit. So like I really, you know, I don't make anything from those, but I use those to build up the brand. And it's really that's really what I love doing, you know. So it's like a double-edged sword. I'm in Texas. I get to be around boxing fans, around people that I love, people that I could just, you know, talk gym talk like I probably talk with you guys when y'all come to the table. I just love doing that. And then on the other side, I get to take the profit that I made and really do something special with it. Like, you know, go establish these gyms where people don't really look over there. You know, in Colombia, they're never gonna buy my equipment. You know, maybe one day they will, but the people that I'm targeting when I go open up a gym, they really can't afford the equipment.
Right.
You know, so I'm able to bless them in ways that maybe somebody else couldn't, you know, and so that's what I really love about what I do.
And that must be a great feeling for you because you're actually giving back to somebody that is less fortunate than yourself, and you're helping out with your merchandise and stuff like that. So that must be a great feeling for you to help somebody out like that.
Bro, that's what makes me sleep good at night. You know, I don't have a fancy house or fancy cars, and if you ever see me, man, I'm wearing the same thing 24/7. This is my uniform,
Right.
and I don't put a lot of importance in things like that and material things. But what gives me pride and joy, man, is what I'm able to do. And the crazy thing is I've been doing that for 20 years, you know, and just recently the story is getting out, like what we're doing in all these other countries, and we're you know, getting to be known for that.
Another question for you. So, like, I know on your Instagram, you have Mikey Garcia, Santa Cruz, Madu Jack, Benavides, Wilder, even Clarkson here in Dallas, all wearing your merchandise and stuff like that. So, how does stuff like that get hook up? How do you hook up with those guys? You just go out there and just find them, or they can reach out to you, or how does all that work?
Man, I took a playbook, a play out of the playbook from Fubu, you know, and I have the option, you know, you could pay these people to wear your stuff, but that could get very expensive. You know, it could get very expensive, and there's no guarantees that it's going to sell. You know, I'll give you the example. When Deontay Wilder put on that WBC jacket that we made, I, I might have sold $15,000 worth. Well, what if I would have paid him 15,000? So I would have lost, you know? So instead of doing that, I went about doing the work first. And what's the work? The work is planting seeds in all these different countries, doing all this charitable work, so that when they see the jacket and it's a good product and there's a good story behind it, they're like, you know what? They're doing a good thing. They're not saying, okay, when we sell, we're going to do something. No, we're doing it already. To whom, what, where's our product? So that now, you know, we helped Mikey Garcia, for example. I think we donated like 250 backpacks. for his Christmas toy giveaway. And no conditions, no, hey, but we want you to do this, we want you to do that. We just gave it to him because we felt like it was a good cause. And then my brother seen him in San Antonio, and he's like, hey, Mikey, we give you those backpacks, blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, I know you guys. So he goes, hey, man, will you put on this T-shirt and take a picture? And he goes, yeah. So he puts on the T-shirt, takes a picture, and, somebody else might have had to pay, a couple $1,000s for some kind of a deal like that. But we do the work first. And whatever happens after that. I'm not really worrying about it. I just felt like it was gonna eventually happen anyways.
Right. Yeah, because I believe the blessings you give somebody else, all that will come back to you. It's just good karma, man. It's just good business. At the end of the day, you're a good person. So I believe, yeah, if you help somebody out that doesn't have the means to help themselves out, you take care of them, and it all come back to you in the long run, I imagine.
In one way or another,
Yeah.
and that's been proven to me time and time again. So that's why I don't even have to put thought into it. I simply do what's in my heart to do, and I know it's coming back to me tenfold some way, somehow. When I least expected. I wasn't expecting my brother. I was at a show in Houston, and my brother was in a show in San Antonio, and he sent me the picture with Mikey wearing the shirt. Deontay Wilder, we sent his wife some baby products, and my wife was the one that actually seen that it was his wife that requested some product. And when I seen that it was his wife, I said, throw him in a jacket, throw in some T-shirts, and let's see if he'll put it on. He didn't reply, didn't say anything. So I'm like, it happens sometimes. You give people stuff and they don't even send you a picture or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. But then all of a sudden, bro, they sent me the video where he's making the announcement that he had made the offer for $50 million to fight Anthony Joshua, and he's wearing the jacket. Then later, they catch him at the airport. He's still wearing the jacket. And what that tells me is proof of concept. He didn't do it because maybe he didn't do it just because of what we do. He did it because he liked the jacket. He decided he wanted to wear it, and then he kept wearing it. He was on a tour in London. He was on TV shows. He's still wearing the jacket, So that let me know that the design was right, the concept was right, and then, the rest is history.
Another question for you. So you have all these guys that help you promote your brand. I guess Mikey always got that mentioned. Who's that one fighter that you want that you haven't got yet to promote your brand?
You're breaking up a little bit, brother.
I said, you have a lot of people out there wearing your brand, a lot of fighters. Who's that one guy that you haven't had represent your brand that you want?
Mike Tyson. No, that's like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? I deal with the people. So like, man, when I go to a boxing show and I see somebody wearing a shirt that they bought from a previous show, or maybe they got it online, that honestly fills me up. If I'm at a gas station and the car next to me has some of my mini gloves hanging on their car, that's a cool feeling. So the champions wearing it is really the icing on the cake. I don't really worry too much about who's person gonna wear it or who else does needs to get this gear. I kind of let that stuff kind of happen on its own. I don't really put too much attention to it. If the opportunity arises and I could give somebody a jacket, give them a T-shirt or whatever, then I'll do it. But I don't really put too much thought into it.
How many shows do you do a year? About an average. If you can tell us how many shows do you do a year, and what is the city that you visit the most?
I would say somewhere from 60 to 80. It just depends. I mean, we've done up to 4 shows in a weekend, 3 shows a night. We'll just split up from maybe as far as maybe Hobbs, New Mexico, Houston, San Antonio. We'll split up the team, then cover all the different shows. Sometimes, man, we sleep like 2-3 hours because we got to get on the road to do the next show. The following day, it might be an amateur show, and but that's what we love to do, man. It doesn't feel like work, And I mean, obviously, when we drive out to Las Vegas, those are 19-hour drives. But I mean, Vegas money is good too. So, and then we see a lot of our fans out there too, over the years.
So I was wondering, how do you get like how do you get the like let's say you want to have a picture of Chavez on the gloves, like do y'all just print it, ask Chavez for permission, or how does that go? You know how sometimes you have to use the you know using the face of a fighter. How do you get the approval of the fighter to be on part of your gear that you sell?
Well, a lot of the gear, like the stuff that you see with their face, we'll just get it directly from them. So like all my Canelo gear, I actually met them at the uh, the fight here in Dallas. They had the Canelo store pop up, and they see me out there selling keychains and our T-shirts and stuff. And the police were harassing us, and actually gave one of our guys a ticket. And so we went to the Canelo store, approached them, and just started talking to him, and paid him a little bit of money, and he let us set up right next to him. And I made a deal with him. I bought like, I don't know, maybe $2,000 worth of hats. And the cool story about that, man, is we were out there getting our hustle on, and so they start changing. He goes and takes a shower and comes back all dressed up, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, well, you're not gonna go watch the fight. I'm like, nah, man, I don't. I'm here to work. So he's like, everybody's gonna be inside watching the fight. Why are you gonna be out here? And I said, because as soon as the fight is over, they're gonna come back out, and that's where we're gonna kill it. And he goes, hey guys, did y'all hear that? Do y'all want to stay set up? And they're like, hell no, we want to go inside and watch the fight. And I said, hey man, if y'all want to go inside, we'll help y'all break down y'all's tent, and we'll keep the spot once y'all leave. And man, he was cool, bro. He hooked it up with some T-shirts. He hooked it up with some extra product, and we murdered it out there. But that's how you establish those relationships. And now, I just knew a while back that whole thing about buying people's merchandise. There's good product and good profit in that, but I knew that I had to establish my own brand. And everything, all the signs were pointing to that, because I kept riding waves. First it was Mayweather, then it was Pacquiao, then it was Canelo, and I was like, next is going to be who, and then who, and then who. And I said, man, I'd rather just develop my own product, develop my own brand, and then just work with them when they have their own product. And I don't have to put a lot of time and attention to it, because they already, like, I don't know if you guys seen the Canelo hats. I mean, they got superb quality. They got 20 different styles. Like, that's not
That name get established. Where did you come up with that?
right. I mean, I see a lot of, when I was digging around for the thought of to name the gym, I've seen, people name the gym after themselves, like Boxing Club, Martinez Boxing Club, and that's cool. I don't got a problem with that, but I just wanted something bigger than myself, and I said, well, what's bigger than me? And it's like, that's when the thought came. It's like the people, it's all about them. I want to make a positive impact on the community. So that's what the name registered, maybe two, if that, but I really just wanted to be like any other gym. But was that?
Oh no.
Like when new boxers are coming up, do you sit here and look like, okay, maybe I should get behind them right now because they seem like they're, guys like say Ryan Garcia or like somebody like that? Do you see like people coming up and like, oh, I should try to make shirts for them and try to get them to, since they're hot right now, get in their bandwagon and sit here and make some merchandise for them and stuff like that?
No, like I said earlier, I worry about doing the work first, and that part's going to kind of take care of itself. Like, there's just so many, and you never know who's going to hit and who's not. And so sometimes, bro, I might sponsor somebody that people look at like the meat. But hey, man, I got a good relationship with that person. I like him as a boxer, and I can care less if he wins or loses. Like, I just like him as a person. And, that's the criteria. If I like the person or I got a good vibe from the person, then that's all that really matters to me. I'll give you an example. There was this one fighter, he has a lot of losses on his record, but he has a good fan base, and he's got a real good spirit about him. And this guy comes up to the booth and he says, "Hey man, I want that gold Pueblo Boxing shirt." And I said, "Oh, you see Mike Garcia wearing it?" He goes, "No, man, I seen so and so wearing it." I was like, "Dang, okay." So that just kind of made me realize, like, not everybody knows those big people. You know, it's the local fighters, it's the local people that bring those fans to the booth, and those are the people that are my customers. So those are the fighters that I gotta take care of, regardless if they win or they lose. That's besides.
What happened?
Oh, and how does it? What is one of the biggest stories that you can tell me that you've impacted the community because you have the way you keep on talking to us, like Chris said, you're a standout guy, very humble, and you send stuff to professional fighters. What is one of the biggest things that you can tell me in sport? Because I'm a religious person, and they say don't let your right hand know what your left hand does, or vice versa. What is one of the biggest stories that you can tell us that you've done personally to change the life of a customer or a boxer?
Wow. Just the other day, man, I had a friend on Facebook, and I don't even know how we started talking, but he goes, "Yeah, man, I quit smoking weed because of you." And I'm like, "What? How did that happen?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, I remember when I was 15 at your gym, you see me post some pictures on my MySpace at that time, and you told me, man, you either take that shit off or you're not going to be a part of this team." And he goes, "You just telling me that, it just made me stop cold turkey, and I didn't want nothing to do with it." And I mean, there's been countless of lives that just come into the gym. I think every gym in Texas, man, can tell you stories and stories about kids that come in with low self-esteem, with issues at home. And so, I mean, if I didn't do nothing outside of my gym, I mean, just the gym has impacted thousands of lives. But, 10 boxing gyms down in Mexico, and so many others in other countries. I mean, those are lives that I don't even get to see personally, but through my donation of that equipment, instead of giving them money, by giving them that equipment, it's something that can be impactful for many years, maybe even after I'm gone.
And your giveaways, I wanted to just ask about the giveaways because we were talking about this. You do a lot of giveaways, at least maybe once every other month. How do you come up with these ideas to give the giveaways? And do you feel like why is it important for the brand?
It's breaking up real bad. It's like a lot of stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I kind of hear like a lot of static, but I think it's coming more from your end. I kind of figure it out because I made all the guys change their headphones, but I think it's coming from your end. But let me see. Can you hear me? Or you know what? Let's go ahead. It's fine if you're here. Let's try to log in and log back out. We can do this one more time because I think it's coming more from your end, Juan. And there's just so much stuff you're telling us that I want to keep on learning more. Let me see.
I'm gonna walk outside.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, right?
I don't know, maybe it was something inside the gym.
Just log out and log back in, Jay. I guess is the best way.
Yeah.
It's still popping.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Hey, while he's gone, let me talk to you. See, because you see it disappear. Did you see where before he comes back, where Bob Arum said they're going to knock down the prices of pay-per-views now?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I saw on Boxing Scene put it out. He's going back from $80. He's going back to $40 and $40 an event for a pay-per-view.
Oh wow!
But is that HD or is that SD?
HD, everything. That's straight. It'd probably be $50 for HD. But I did see they announced that he was going back down because he said he can get twice as many buyers for $40 as he can for $80. So I was like, man, with this whole, like we talked about before, the whole quarantine thing, it's going to change everything sports-wise, and then it's going to do a lot of different things.
But I will say this: if he's going to do that, it's going to set up a pattern for every other promoter.
Oh yeah, if he's the first one to say it, everybody else can be like, okay, we need to do something different too.
But he needs to maintain that price less than a year. Don't just do it towards the end of the year. This has been a pandemic that has been causing a lot of effects on the community of the boxing community. I think he's back on, but we'll continue. That's a good point, Robert. Let me go ahead and bring him back on. Okay, guys. Sorry, I kept on texting you about this. Is it because I was like, who's static? Is just I think it's. Juan, can you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro.
Hey, that's a whole lot better. There it is.
Yeah.
So a whole lot better. Do you have your phone? Are you doing this on your phone, like on a case or something? Maybe that's also what's
Yeah.
causing it. That might also be part of the problem. Also,
Take it out of the case.
no worries, no worries.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's better. Before I continue, I just forgot the question that I was asking. But Alacranes Boxeo, which is Coach Knuckles, is somebody that I'm very connected to. Can you hear me, Juan?
Yeah.
Okay. He said Juan made a banner for Team Alacranes in 2016 when Listo and La Bonita Perez won the national gold medal. I wanted to pay for it and he didn't let me. That shows me the type of person he is, and I have the banner hanging in my garage. So that's another. I guess that's something very good upon that this continues. I personally, I follow your page on Instagram, and I'm always seeing the giveaways and everything. So I wanted to touch back on that. What is the motive of the giveaways, and why do you do it?
I think it's good promotion, but I mean, like for example, the one that you just mentioned. I mean, there's so many of those, bro. Like I just lose count. Like I tell you, I don't keep count on it. I don't worry about it. I know it's coming back, even if it's not from that person, which that person has blessed me actually personally. But sometimes it doesn't even work like that. You know, you bless one person, blessings coming from a whole nother direction. And I did that for him and a couple of other people, and I had like literally, like you just mentioned, I forgot about that, and then they remind me of things that you do. So I like the giveaways because I like giving back, and I mean it's like a double-edged sword. So I'm doing a giveaway. You're gonna get to see this product. Maybe you, maybe you won't, but it don't matter because you'll tell a friend. Look at the package I got. Look at the feature I got. Where'd you get that? And then people see that. Hey man, it's not like I don't know if they think that they're fake giveaways, but like do random giveaways like that, and that's how I kind of build up my name. When you're at the booth and you purchase a couple things, I like to throw in a little extra, just to show my appreciation. And like right now, we're not able to go to these shows, but online sales are sustaining us, and
Also,
that's because of the what we've been doing.
My last question. I have a last question. Uh, how many gyms did you say you have open in Mexico, and do you go visit them at times?
Yeah, I actually go down there quite often. I haven't. I mean, I came over here right around when this whole thing went down on the 14th, I believe, of March. And so I try to go down there at least once a month. And we have 10 gyms down there right now, spread out from Zacatecas, Michoacan, Chihuahua, just kind of spread out.
Do you
I
have?
got a quick. Let me
Go ahead.
hop in real quick for a second, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, that you're a big I guess a big supporter of the WBC, or they support you, whatever. But how did that relationship come about, you and WBC?
It came about with Nancy Garcia. She was doing some kind of a fundraiser or something with Brandon Rios. And I don't know if she reached out to us. We reached out to her, but we sent her some things to put in that fundraiser that they were doing. So we sent them some products, and then one thing just led to another, and we just kept working with each other.
Another thing, like you work with a lot of big fighters, but you're really big with the youth, with the amateurs and stuff like that. Tell me how that works out for you. Working with the amateurs, is that like a great feeling for you to work with the amateurs and the kids? Because I see a lot of kids and amateurs wearing your stuff, and you're at a lot of their events.
Yeah, man. If it was up to me, I work strictly with amateurs. I just been blessed to work with pros, but I tell the kids, man, if it was my choice, none of them would go pro. It's a very tough business. It's a very hard business. And I rather impact thousands of lives. I rather a child go to the gym 3, 4, 5 years, get everything good that they're going to get out of it, and get out of it and go do something else. Take the discipline that you learn from boxing and apply it to a business, apply it to your profession. Um, I would work with amateurs 100 and 1,000 times more. Why? Because the intention is more pure. When you give a champion something, you're like, oh, it's because I'm a champion. But when you give it to a child that nobody knows, like Listo at that time when he had won his, I think it was a national tournament, and you give them a little bit of recognition, it's like appreciated 1,000 times more, and it means so much more because they haven't got to that level yet.
Exactly. I got one more question for you. So you have done everything from little kids boxing gloves to shirts to jerseys to hats, speed bags, everything. So what kind of merchandise have you not put out that you still want to put out? Are you pretty much have covered
Well,
everything already?
yeah, I mean, I pretty much work around what my market needs, right? So like, oh, that's awesome, bro.
Young Listo.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Um, so yeah, like there's things that I never thought I was gonna get into. Like I give you an example, like competition gloves. Like I was like, you don't really sell a lot of competition gloves because each association buys their own. So I said, nah, I'm not gonna get into that. But when I went down to Mexico and I went to El Salvador and Puerto Rico and I see that there's a need for those, then I said, all right, I'm not gonna bring in another brand. I'm gonna make my own because I can cut costs. I could have the same quality, if not better quality. And so the market really dictates what I'm gonna get into. If I see that there's a demand for something like baby gloves, then I'm gonna do it because I know that with the profit from those baby gloves, I can do so much more.
So
Go ahead, Jay. Well, I have one more. Let me get one more question. One more
I'm just
question for you.
to have them on.
One more question for you. So, like, I think it was sometime this week. You had made these backpacks. These nice backpacks that have like a medallion on the front of them and everything. And where do these ideas come from? You just sit there and think about these ideas, or how do you come across the stuff like this to make what you're
I'll
gonna make?
yeah. Actually, that particular backpack, if you look at the design, it's the retro 13 Jordan backpack. And so there was a kid walking with it at the Mikey Garcia show at the not the pro show, but the little show.
Mhm.
Lisa was fighting on that card, and I seen that backpack, and I said, "Hey, come over here real quick." I paid him $100 for the backpack, and I told him I'm gonna give you a backpack when I make it, but this is the backpack that I wanna, copy. There was things that I didn't like about it, so I added extra pockets. I added the Molly webbing on the front, and the little emblem is what I use on the miniature belts on our awards. So a lot of things that we already have in stock, I just kind of mutate them together and come up with something different. But yeah, I see stuff like the jacket with the interior lining. I was in Vegas and somebody had on a Mike Tyson jacket, and I said, man, that's cool with the pictures on the inside. And down in Mexico, man, I mean, anything that you see, we can duplicate. So if we see a good idea, I mean, I might be walking in Walmart and I say, oh man, if we just change this to boxing, that's gonna look good, and that's something that the boxing community would appreciate, and that's how the ideas flow.
This week was that backpack on sale this week? I swear I seen. I think it was you that posted it. Was that backpack on sale this week?
Right. So there's two editions. There's the original with the gold medallion, and then there's the new one. And so right now, I think we still have like 6 left. If you buy the new one for 60, you can get the red one for 20. So you get 2 for 80.
Okay.
And a lot of these things, man. Sometimes my friends are like, "Man, you're losing money on that one," and it's like, but it's one more person wearing my product. It's one more person walking through the airport wearing it, and then someone else is gonna see it, and before you know it, I just feel like I won't be doing that myself. I won't be doing the shipping. I won't be telling my wife to do the shipping. We'll have people doing that, but this is the dirty work. This is where the grunt work.
Yeah,
but I love it.
Yeah, and it's not short term, it's long term. So it's not about losing money here. It's about the overall end game and what you're going to gain at the very end of it. And another thing with that backpack that I seen, so I saw you with that backpack, and it's funny you say about the Jordan backpack because when you open that backpack on the bottom of it, and my first thing, cause I like Jordans, I like J's, so like first thing I thought about like you open the bottom up is like you can put a pair of kicks in the bottom of that shoe belt, or bottom of that backpack, and then zip it back up so you have your shoes, your laptop, change of clothes, everything. So basically, if you're traveling, it's all one access bag for everything.
Exactly.
Another thing
And I
too,
don't
but I
think
like about it, it's tactical also. So if you want to, I like guns. So put your ammo on the bottom, take it to the range with you. It's an ammo bag also, and you support boxing.
exactly. Yeah, and you know that right there, I put up a little survey. I put up a survey on my stories, and I said because I wasn't too sure about the molly webbing, and I liked it, but I said it don't matter what I like; it's what my customer likes. So I put it up, and I said, which one do y'all think looks better? And you know, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. But they chose the molly webbing, and I like the molly webbing, so I did it, and it worked out.
Would there ever be a chance with you and WBC, I guess, collab, making a? Do you make belts by chance? Do you make a full size grown man belts?
I mean, yeah, we do. Like I told you, necessity. If the market dictates it, instead of me going to buy it, you know, for example, I wanted to do a WBC tournament, and I believe they wanted like I don't know $600 or $700 for the belts, and I said at that cost, I'm only going to be able to give out like 6 of them, you know. So I said, all right, let's go down to Mexico and let's figure out how we can make our own belt. And you see how everything just keeps pushing me to do my own brand. It's like because I can control costs, I can control everything when it's done around my own brand. Versus, yes, it brings a lot of notoriety to the event to have a WBC belt, but I can only award 5 children. So instead of that, I went down to Colombia and we gave out 40 of our belts. You know,
Do you sell those belts by chance, or they're only given to people that
no,
win them?
I sell the miniature belt, but I don't want to. People have offered me to buy the big belt, but I don't want to sell it because I feel like that's what differentiates us from all the other belts. You know, every belt that they give away at a tournament, pretty much you can go to ringside or titleboxing.com and buy that exact belt. You could even buy a WBC belt. I wanted something special where you can only win it at a tournament, and I feel like it gives it another type of value.
Yeah, definitely. And what you're saying right now for people out there trying to get into business, what you're saying is basically keep all the money in house, man. Don't go out to different places. If you can make it yourself and do it yourself, do it yourself. That's more money for you. More, I guess, cut off the overhead. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you got to collab with people. Like I collab with the WBC. You know, Mauricio was a big inspiration to me. You know, just some words that he said that we're behind you, we're backing you up. That in itself opened up a whole lot of doors for me. And so even though they didn't put maybe monetarily, they didn't put any money behind me or anything like that, just the endorsement and the right to use that logo opened up so many doors for us that I'm eternally grateful for that opportunity.
What is one of the biggest fighters that has worn your gear? You're like, oh wow, like I'm pretty proud of that. I know you said you're still waiting for Mike Tyson, but who's another fighter that has worn your gear and you're like, oh my god, uh, I can't believe he's wearing my gear.
Yeah. Um, I think the first one was probably Mayweather. You know, when I noticed that he was doing a 24/7 for the Cotto fight, and he was wearing a Ricky Hatton shirt, like the Ricky Hatton 24/7 shirt. And so I reached out to Jesse Vargas, and I'm like, "Is that old footage, or what's he wearing in that?" And he goes, "Nah, man, that's his workout shirt." I'm like, "How does the champ not got his own shirt?" So I went right to the drawing board and I created the original TMT logo, and made I don't know probably 100 shirts, and I sent it to him, and man, he was grateful. And I have a challenge on my Instagram, and I say, if you can find a shirt that predates my TMT shirt, I'll give you $1,000. There is no shirt that predates my shirt because I'm the original one that made the original shirt. So
Oh,
yeah, that's something I'm kind of.
oh wow. While we're just to keep on talking, I'm gonna go ahead and put the background picture of Lisa. I know they told me they just like they texted it to me, but that's what he just told me that they keep on wearing in the background in the garage. So you can tell that's something that you've done. So I'm pretty sure you're proud of that.
Yeah, bro, and see what it says. Surround yourself with people that believe in your dream, and it's like, uh, it's hard, bro. When you're that young and you're barely coming up, it's hard for people to believe in them. But it's like it's not so much that I believe he's gonna be a world champion. I just believe in the quality of a person that he is. And I really honestly didn't know him. I forget his name, Toño Perez, I believe, is the one that told me about this kid. He told me, man, he's a good kid. And I said, man, I got you. And so we made that banner for him. And now when I look at the kind of quality of person that, now that I do know him in person, it's like, man, that was a good investment.
Yeah, because I know Robert and Chris can tell you this because I go to the same gym with him. His father has been grateful. His father was on our show a couple of weeks ago. He started doing the giveaways, and I always brag about them, and they know this. I always uh, Coach Knuckles feeds off. He has the same type of attitude like you. Like if Coach Knuckles has his last dollar, his last money, and I need that dollar for something, he'll give it to you. So he whoever, I guess Coach Knuckles doesn't bite the hand that feeds him. So he told me when I told him today that I was gonna we were gonna have you on the show, he was excited. Like, yeah, I know him. He's done something for Lisa, so that's why he's tuning in. But it's pretty good to keep on hearing this about you and hearing all the work that you've done and how long you came away. How long have you been in business, by the way?
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years? Wow. It's been
Like I don't know if anybody else. I got a couple more questions, and then we can try to wrap it up because I know like I said, do 8 o'clock, and I'm sure you got stuff for Sunday night too. But what do you notice like when you ship stuff all over the United States? Do you notice like certain areas that are more hot for you than others? Or
Yeah, definitely California and Texas. California next to Texas is our hot spot, and we've been out there a couple of times for the WBC tournaments and a couple of different tournaments. And man, I think it's pretty obvious when people come up to the booth, they can see the quality and they can see the intention behind the quality. Because it's not something that we just kind of put together. There's a lot of thought into every product or who we work with. There's different fighters that have offered us their product, but when we look at the product, there's not much attention to detail, and it's going to take up real estate on our table, and we can't afford to have it out there if we know it's not going to push. It's not going to sell.
So how does a fighter go about if they want to contact you about, I guess, trying to link up with y'all and come together?
Don't wait for us to call you.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah. There's only 3 little tables, bro. We don't have a lot of room, so believe me, if we see because we see the product, like the Canelo hats, we see them out in Vegas, and we're like, oh yeah, we got to work with these hats, So when we see the product, it's like so obvious, or the customers will be like, hey, do you got so and so? Do you got so and so? After you hear it a couple times, you're like, okay, we got to carry the product. But I give you an example: the Triple G, we were carrying his shirts, man, for like 2 years, and they were like, who's that? Who's that? And it wasn't until all the memes came out that he was scared of Canelo that product even started selling.
Okay.
So it's like we don't want to sit around the product for 2 years. So now we know better. It's like we let the public demand it.
Yeah, I get that completely. Okay, how about you have your social media for people if people are looking for your shirts and where can they find you?
Yeah, real simple. There it is, man. That's the original. Holy crap.
Yeah. I bought it for him a long time ago.
That was the original.
Yeah, I bought it for him a long time ago. And I remember I think you sent me that shirt, you sent me like stickers and some boxing gloves. And I can't remember, that's when you asked if I was a fan of some team or where I was from. You sent me some Dallas Cowboy boxing gloves, like to hang my mirror and stuff like that. That was a long time ago.
Bro,
I bought the little boxing.
I
bought the little boxing belt for my son because he's about to be 2. So about 6 months ago or 7 months ago, when you were at Irving for Mikey Garcia Promotion, I bought the little belt for him, and then I got me a little keychain that has Julio Cesar Chavez. So I bought me those 2 things. I bought that one for my little son, his little belt. I'll see if I can get it here in a second, but if not, I'll send it to you on Instagram. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. And it happens like that, bro, that I send stuff to people and I totally forget about it. I literally I don't remember sending you anything before, and I know that I had meant to send you a jacket. So when you reached out to me, I'm like, oh, I got you. I've been meaning to send you something anyways, but I didn't know that I had already sent you something.
No, I bought that. Like before we ever started a page. I don't remember what year you selling those shirts. Yeah, I bought on eBay. You had like eBay store or something like that, and I bought it for him for Christmas.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been years ago that I bought that shirt. Yeah. So
we have been supporting you for a while. We've been on your team for a while. So.
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it.
So okay, Rev, what's your social media for people to reach out to you? They're looking for merchandise.
Real simple. It's Pueblo Boxing on Instagram, on Facebook. if you go to Facebook, there's like all the different gyms have their own, but it'll usually say like Colombia, Spain, or whatever. But mine's just Pueblo Boxing, and then the manufacturing is Solo Boxing. On the website, if you want our products, it's soloboxing.com.
And you have good prices on there too. Some of the stuff's been marked down on that website also. Solo Boxing, like the little Mike Tyson figure you have, the backpack. So some of the stuff is at good prices right now too.
Absolutely. You know, because we got to move that product. You know, now that we're not doing shows, we still got a whole fall edition coming out. We got a new jacket coming out. So we got to push out all this old product so that we can make room for the new product. And so with that mentality, I'm like, I don't care if I got to lose $5-10. The important thing is to push the product out. More people are wearing it. And then when the new product comes out, you know, they'll be familiar with our quality.
No.
Absolutely.
Y'all got any more else? Because I was like, that's about.
No. Well, excited to finally meet you.
Yeah, I appreciate you having coming on.
Yeah, Juan, thank you for doing this for us and working with our team. And it's been a good show. I learned a lot about you, and now I feel more excited to know that when you come around and I buy something for you, is because it's going good for a good business and a supporting business, not just for the professional fighters, but for the community. Juan. So I applaud you. Thank you so much.
Hey, gracias.
Gracias. Well, this has been a good show. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Well, it's been good.
But let's finish up what we were talking about real quick, and then I know y'all got to watch the show. So,
I can't believe I heard The Last Dance, man. The Last Dance is like the.
I was like, I forgot what it was called
on TV right now.
I was like, I thought you were talking about fucking like it was like.
Don't say that movie, Last Dance.
Yeah, I thought you were watching some dance competition or some shit. I was like, okay, whatever you got to do, man.
It's only the greatest player in boxing, greatest player in basketball ever.
Yeah. So, but it was a good show. The only thing is, the sound quality kind of fucked up, but it was a good show.
Hey, worst comes to worst, bro. We'll get him back on and redo it again. It's not a big deal. But we'll push this out, and it was good having him. But yeah, when we talking about that shirt, I'm like, I saw a shirt in the closet. Like, should I pull it out or nah or what? But when you mentioned that shirt, I'm like, let me go grab it real quick.
Yeah,
read that shirt out too. But yeah, I want to say that was I wore that shirt to Boogie's house for a fight. I can't remember what fight it was, man. But it's a long time ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the pay-per-view thing, that'd be awesome for boxing. It's a win-win. If I can get Lomachenko and Telefino for like $40-50, shit, I'm in there, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I bet you more people buy top rank fights than anybody else if it keeps like that. If nobody else changes the price, so.
And that's just top rank, right? Not overall all boxing.
Yeah, it's just top rank. Top rank said they're going to come back out instead of $80, they're going to be $40 to get more buyers in there. Okay. So I need to read the article because it didn't really. I just read the headline. It didn't specify how long he's going to do it. If he's going to do it forever. If he's going to change it back up. But so. I
need one of those shirts, Jay. I need at least those shirts.
I literally went to go pick it up right before the show.
Bro,
he's been having it on hold for me. Like I have a whole collection, and then since he didn't get to fight, he was gonna give all of us for the team, but then he didn't fight, so he just forgot to give to some of us. So then I said, hey, you know what? Like I'm in the area, so I texted, hey, bro, you think I can go pick up the t-shirt? He said, yeah, come through. So I've been wanting it. This is my favorite one so far. I love this one.
Oh, that's cool.
I like the one with the license plate on it. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I have that one somewhere. I think I had it on this morning again.
No.
Hey, does he make 3X in those shirts or just only 2X? Or
I believe he does, bro. I mean, I'll ask him here in a bit.
Yeah. That one, and plus my wife, her my in-laws, my mother-in-law is from Durango, so that'd be awesome for her. But yeah, definitely. Let me know what's up.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it's been a good show.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect with him. And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way because I haven't talked to him. Y'all met him, and he's always giving y'all stuff, and it was good, man.
Watching the stuff with the fights, like seeing the stuff with the fights, like he's very, talking to him. And I think before I mentioned him, I haven't bought that shirt for bro, and then he's very fluent. He talks very well. So I was like, okay, he won't be. Some of the fight, some of the people have on the show when they just give you one word answers. It's not. You have back and forth, not just one way. So
Well, bro, I got you on the line right now. We met him at the bomb. Oh, I met him. You met him before me, but at the bomb factory. Was that the Earl Spence fight, or was that a different fight? We met him there at the bomb factory for.
It might have Spence was the first one there, so I would say the Spence fight.
Okay, yeah, because I met him there, and like I said, ever since then, we like he's always been a good dude. He was always real
he's
cool.
always at every event, so you know. But
Listo just texted me. He told me he might have some extra ones of these, Chris. So he just texted me.
all right.
All right,
Make sure you
well,
follow Real Talk Boxing on all social media. If you're not, you know, if you can't find it, Google us. We're not hard to find.
all right, well, my name is Chris. My good friends call me Main. That's MAIN. I'm on all social media. Look for me at Mainzilla23. That's Mainzilla23. Pay homage to our boy Tum Tum. If you get a chance, check him and give him a shout. He's a friend of the show. Tum Tum just put out a mixtape with him, a little flip called Made in Texas. So check it out. It's on Spotify. It's on all media that you can find music at. So Zilla, Tum Tum, we still messing with you, bro.
And before we go, and before we leave, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watched, who tuned in to watch this today. We had a lot of people. Yeah, we had a lot of people commenting on, and hopefully y'all get to support us and also support Pueblo Boxing. And overall, please be safe. Obviously, the conditions are, in my personal opinion, still not safe. If you go out, please take care of yourself, you and your families. And next show, we'll have Chris not cleaning the pool. We'll have him clean something.
Bro, that wasn't me cleaning the damn pool.
Yeah. I had to take him off, on and off. I had to take him on and off because I was like, oh my God.
But yeah, hey, that's my boy G Money in the chat, man. What up, Money Bag, yo? All right, man. We're good.
Everybody have a good rest of your day, and we are leaving.